It's getting close to broadcast time. Caldwell Sports will soon be on the air here on 1580 103.3 WPKY. The broadcast will also be worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Caldwell Sports is coming up. Grab those jerseys. We're going live to the historic Fredonia Yellow Jacket Gymnasium as the Caldwell and Crittenden County boys basketball team suit up throwback style. Our WPKY sports crew is warmed up alongside your SportsEdge.com and ready for action. Following the scrimmage, don't miss all the stats, picks, and breakdown from tonight's historic event online at your SportsEdge.com and WPKYonline.com.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Fredonia, Kentucky. First time we've ever said that, Bob. We are here at the Fredonia Gym tonight. It's the Havoc at the Hive. The first game played at the Fredonia High School Gym, high school basketball since 1972. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll start setting the stage for tonight's Havoc at the Hive here on WPKY Princeton.
Pennyroyal Hospice Executive Director, Kelly Martin.
Living to the fullest with Pennyroyal Hospice means relief. R is for when that time comes that you face a restriction in the health of your life. E is for the ease of access to get that help that you so desperately need. L is for the life boost that hospice provides both for the patient and for the family. I stands for the individualized plan of care for your loved one. E is for the emergency plan that is developed specifically for you as a hospice patient. The letter F, we fill in the gaps after someone passes with an amazing and extended bereavement program.
Living to the fullest means relief with Pennyroyal Hospice, celebrating 40 years of care for our loved ones.
At Trilogy Performance Sports, they believe in only the highest standards of physical fitness training. Their staff members are actively enriching the lives of their members and creating a community of like-minded people, and getting you in shape is their #1 goal. They have everything you need: knowledge, experience, and equipment. They find out what's important to you and design a customized plan that fits your needs. Learn more at trilogyperformancesports.com.
With Planters Bank, you're served up points with every swipe of your Planters check card with You Choose Rewards. You'll earn points on every credit transaction you make with your Planters Bank Visa check card. Visit plantersbankonline.com to learn more. You choose rewards on the Planters Visa check card. Reason number 15, that Planters is the bank where you can expect great things. Member FDIC.
Are you looking for the best deals on equipment? Look no further than H&R AgriPower. With their line of Kinsey products, we have equipment that delivers true performance at a great cost. With the end of the year approaching, stop by and talk to our sales team to find what Kinsey equipment best fits your needs and make sure you're ready for the 2024 planting season. H&R AgriPower, your local Kinsey dealer.
Stop by H&R AgriPower in Hopkinsville to set yourself up for greater productivity in 2024 with Kinsey equipment.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Kentucky needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Give it your all this season, Tigers. Good luck from the Western Kentucky Regional Blood Center.
3, 2, 1, go!
Welcome back, everybody, to the Fredonia Gym and tonight's Havoc at the Hive. Dennis Stevens, Bob Hayes, John Miller here to bring you all the action tonight. A special edition of high school basketball here on WPKY. Bob, this has been a lot of excitement just building up for tonight. It's the Caldwell County Tigers and Crittenden County Rockets in a scrimmage here tonight at Fredonia, but we are playing the parts of the Fredonia Yellow Jackets and the Frances Bulldogs, going back to the 30s, 40s, and early 50s, and Should be a sold-out gym here tonight. They're expecting in excess of 350 in the Fredonia gym. And if you've been here before, you know that's packing sardines into a can.
Absolutely, and this place, once the action gets going, it will be bedlam in here, especially if it's a close game, Dennis. I mean, small gym, 4 rows of seats on each side. We're really closely packed in here.
This is a game that's been in the works for literally months. We've been looking forward to this. Brother Presley Lamb kind of spearheaded this. The pastor here at Fredonia First Baptist got together with the coaching staff. Of course, you've got Matt Fralix coaching at Crittenden County this year, so he was all in for this one. There's been a Fralix on the basketball team, seems like forever, all the way back to the Fredonia Yellow Jacket days. And Coach Chuck Mitchell, new to the area somewhat. He's been here for a few years on the girls' side. This year, his first year as the boys' coach, he bought into this from the outset. And this is just an excitement-filled night here at the Fredonia gym.
It's excitement personified, Dennis. You're right. We're just looking down here. The fans are really beginning to pour in here, and we're only 20 minutes away from tip-off or thereabouts, 25 minutes. So, and it's a good test under game conditions for these two schools. I think we're going to be short some Crittenden County players because their football season ended last night, and you would suspect that they've got a couple or 3 footballers that are going to play basketball, so they may be considered a little bit short-handed.
Yeah, Crittenden County put out last night by Owensboro Catholic, a team that beat Caldwell County the week earlier. There's going to be some dignitaries mentioned in the pregame. I think Brother Lamb is going to introduce some guys that played for both of these squads back in the day. So we're looking forward to that, to hear some names out of the past coming up along during the broadcast. We also hope to talk with Presley Lamb as well as coaches Fralix and Mitchell here tonight after the game. It's going to be a first time we've ever done a scrimmage live on the air as well, Bob. First time doing a game here at Fredonia and a scrimmage as well. So it's going to be more of a laid-back thing. These guys are going to put in players, try to work on their combinations a little bit. I'm sure the players on both sides, much like when you get ready to do your first football scrimmage, they're wanting to play somebody else. They've been practicing, they've been playing each other. Now they want to take it out on somebody else, and that's going to happen here in about 25 minutes. But a lot to come still before we get set for the tip-off tonight in the scrimmage, as we'll recognize a lot of players from the past at both Frances and Fredonia.
Well, and getting back to that, I saw Paul Dane Brown come into the gym a few minutes ago, and his brother Major played on the Fredonia team in 1954 that went to the state tournament, Major Brown. So there's a lot of history. The Brown family lived in the Crider community, and Major was a really outstanding guard for that Fredonia Yellow Jacket basketball team. So, just a lot of time has passed, but there's still those memories.
We've been down on the floor a little bit in the pregame. We've seen everything from the pretty cool warm-up shirts with Fredonia basketball and Frances basketball on them respectively, to even folks down here in Fredonia letter jackets from way back when.
I've seen 3 or 4 Fredonia letter jacket people walking around down here in front of us, in front of the scoring table, and you might tell them we're situated up high over the locker room or the restroom or what, so we've got a great view.
Yeah, it's one of the old throwback gyms that they've really done a lot of work. The floor looks great. This floor was refinished some time ago and really looks great. This gym is held up in excellent condition. The church actually, I think, owns it now, if I'm not mistaken, and they've put a lot of effort into this.
It has really had a 3 or 4 year period of everything getting better. Even when you walk in, there's a scoreboard out there that has the score of the 1954 second region final, which Fredonia won by the score of 54-47. That's as you walk into the gymnasium, recounting that experience. So a lot of history down here tonight.
We're about to be joined by Brother Presley Lamb here on the pregame, getting set for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets and Frances Bulldogs here tonight from Fredonia. Presley, thank you for joining us here tonight. I'm going to let you tell our listeners a little bit about what led up to this ball game being planned for tonight and where some of the proceeds go out of ticket money and anything else you would like to add.
Well, this has been a dream, I guess you could say, for a few years at least. You know, really 7 years since I've been here. I thought there needs to be a basketball game because obvious reasons. It's a great old gym, and we did a lot of renovations to it. And so it just kind of stemmed from that. And we have a lot of history around here. And, you know, we talked to Todd Griffin. Of course, he's a Rain Man when it comes to history and sports history.
Absolutely.
So we got with him and of course, the coaches, and now Matt being the coach at Crittenden County. You know, so we kind of had an inside track with him. And it's just nights like this are one of those things where you think all those late nights you spend redoing and working and remodeling and everything else, it's certainly worth it. The proceeds, originally we was going to split it, but now all the proceeds are going to the schools simply because we couldn't fit what we thought we could fit in here safely. Well, according to fire code we could, but after we started measuring, I thought, man, that's going to be it's going to be very tight. So we still sold out all the tickets. And all the proceeds are going to go to the schools, their sports programs. And we certainly appreciate both administrations at both schools and WPKY and everybody that's made it possible. So I appreciate it so much.
Well, Brother Lamb, we have been looking forward to this one for weeks, literally. Coming in tonight, looking around this gym, the Caldwell County side is just about full already. Just a handful of seats on the Marion side. So yeah, everything's coming together tonight. Tell us a little bit about the church here in Fredonia that owns this gym now. Am I correct in that? And what their plans are for this? Because we had a lot of activity here this past winter with youth volleyball.
Yeah, well, we love the community. You know, we're called as Christians to love our community. And what better way to do that than open up opportunities for kids to come in and whether it be volleyball or basketball or whatever the sport may be, we have an opportunity to have them come to us and just share with them that, you know, this world that you see is not, you know, it's not what Christianity is. You know, I know you may see all this chaos, but there's somebody that loves you, and we love you, and we want what's best for you. And to put them around good mentors and good people, you know, that can teach them that as crazy as it may seem, you know, there's still good people out there doing good things, and you can be a part of that. And we want our kids to see that, and want kids in Fredonia and Caldwell County, Crittenden County to see that. And this is just another opportunity. These kids are going to remember this for a long time that they played a basketball game in this old gym. They may not even remember where it was at or what year it was, but they're going to remember we played a basketball game in this old gym. So we hope eventually for this to be a school again is the ultimate goal. And so that's our ultimate goal, and we're going to work for it, work hard at it until it happens.
All right. Well, brother, I appreciate it. I know you've got a lot of things to do, getting ready to introduce a lot of the dignitaries tonight. Thank you for joining us here. Looking for a great night here at Fredonia.
That's very much.
Brother Presley Lamb, pastor at First Baptist Church here in Fredonia, that started the spearhead of this, Bob, probably years ago instead of months ago, truth be known, trying to get a game set up here at the old Fredonia gym. There's a lot of preparation that goes in this because this gym was last used in a high school basketball setting back in 1972. So
that's 51
you're looking at
years
51
ago.
Years,
yeah,
Bob.
And over the last 3 years, Dennis, I've been up here for K1 and second grade basketball. And you could see the transformation of the court. 3 years ago, it was what you would suspect the floor to look like that's gone unkept, if you will, for 50 years. But they've poured a lot of time, energy, money, and sweat into renovating this place. New goals. So it's a great place to play basketball.
We all have stories that we can go back to. Of course, back in my day, you played Little League basketball here. You only played at the Butler Gym for the postseason tournament. So a lot of trips to Fredonia in my youth down here for this. On up in the years past that, you had some soccer teams using this as indoor practice with very little heat, if any. Not much more than a candle, everybody bundled up while the kids practiced. Then you had the renovations take place. You've had Sue Stone do a great job with some volleyball in the past year down here for the youth volleyball program. This place had several people in it, better than 100 at a time for volleyball this past winter. So It's a gym with still a lot of activity, and it's one of those throwback gyms, Bob, and you can describe this. We love going to these. We rarely get a chance to, but it's the old gym. You've got the rounded roof with the rafters still exposed. You've got the stage area at one end where we are, and it's just a thrill to come in here for us to come in here and get to do a game tonight.
I'm looking forward to it. Again, like I say, it's a great test. Really, you can simulate practice all day long and, until you get your opening game. This is really simulates an opening game tonight. I haven't seen who the officials are. I'm sure we'll have 3, but it's an exciting Saturday night, to say the least.
And for those of you that can remember some of the old gyms, unlike today, you've got the walkway area, you've got the bench area. The players will be sitting on the bottom row of the benches here, of the bleachers here at Fredonia tonight. So you're going to be on the floor with the crowd right on top of you. And like we said, these two teams are two teams that know each other pretty well, especially with Matt Fralix taking over the helm at Crittenden County this year. So there's a lot of familiarity with the two programs this season, a lot of competitive fire with these two teams, a lot of tradition with these two teams. So it's not like your normal scrimmage where you've got parents and grandparents come out to the cab and watch them go through the motions and see what their own kids do. This is a night to enjoy, see old friends, and actually have kind of a game experience like you said here tonight at Fredonia.
Exactly, and you know, it's the other thing is if the ball becomes loose and gets near the sidelines, you may end up in the second row tonight, Dennis. So it's you know, it's thrilling. I can't wait for this action to start.
See Jay Davis in the referee jacket across the way, one of the 3. So
okay, that
will be one of our 3 referees tonight. Bob, this place has a lot of tradition. Like we said, the consolidation took place, and the last time this gym was open was in 1972, if I'm not mistaken. They have a very nice program here for us tonight. If you come, be sure to keep that because it's going to be a collector's item, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Fredonia High School was closed in 72, but the Yellow Jacket program still remains in place. They had our second region championship here at one time following in the 1953-54 season. That team went 31-6 and earned a trip to the state championships. So this team has some tradition. This community has some tradition basketball-wise. And I had a Fralix on my high school team. There's Fralixes up and down the line. You had the Drennens. Jerry Drennan played on the team out of my graduating class as well. So a lot of history here at Fredonia.
And the Phelps family, big basketball players. The Boyster family, big basketball players down here. Bakers, Conways, obviously Fralixes. So, you know, a small community, but just about everybody in the community had a basketball player or 2 in their family.
Teams are going to the locker rooms. We're going to take a very quick break and be back for more Havoc at the Hive here on WPKY.
Want faster, more reliable internet? Pennyrile Electric is proud to help power EnergyNet Fiber internet service. Stream your favorite shows, game with unlimited data, work from home, or power your home security with a reliable EnergyNet connection. EnergyNet has gig-speed fiber internet packages starting at just $59.95 per month. And we offer local support. Check GoEnergyNet.com to see if EnergyNet Fiber internet is available in your home.
Caldwell Medical Center would like to invite you to attend a weight loss seminar the first Tuesday of every month. They will meet in the Education Room at Caldwell Medical Center at 6 p.m. Please join Dr. Mobley, Caldwell's very own general surgeon that specializes in medical and surgical weight loss. If you can't come in person, join them on Facebook Live. Once again, it's the first Tuesday of every month at 6 p.m. at the Caldwell Medical Center. Hope to see you there.
The weatherman says it's time to get out of the house. Goodwin Insurance wants you to know they can insure all your toys, boats, jet skis, ATVs, golf carts. Well, you get the point. Goodwin Insurance is dedicated to finding you the best policy with the best service at an affordable price. Insure your toys with Goodwin so all you have to worry about is the fun. Contact them today for a quote.
Goodwin Insurance of Princeton, Cadiz, or Marion, or online at insurewithgoodwin.com.
We're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help with all your painting projects. Benjamin Moore at Joyner Hardware on Main Street in Princeton.
The WPKY News Edge team is dedicated to keeping you informed around the clock. News, weather, and sports. Join us weekdays at 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5. Plus 24/7 when you need it at WPKYonline.com and worldwide on the free WPKY app. The complete coverage you deserve from a proven partner. No fees, the way it should be. We are 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Now, let's head down to the floor for tip-off as the Fredonia Yellow Jackets battle the Frances Bulldogs. Only on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, the free WPKY app, and watch tonight's game unfold live at WPKYonline.com.
Welcome back to the Fredonia Gym, getting set for Havoc at the Hive between the Fredonia Yellow Jackets and the Frances Bulldogs. Dennis Stevens, Bob Hayes, John Miller here on the call tonight. We're joined now by former Tiger basketball coach Roy Gene Rogers, and we'll get him adjusted at with the headset just a little bit more as we are about set for tip-off here. Roy Gene, thanks for coming over tonight. We was going to get you to share maybe an experience or two, because I know you have a long-standing tradition with this gym.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize it. I just talked to George. I graduated here in '67. And, I played with Dougie Phelps and Philip Vaughn, Bobby Joe Fralick, Larry Yancey, several of those good players. But, yeah, we practiced down here. I was telling George, I said, there's some, you and Todd were two of my best practice players. You always like to run extra, even sometimes you would want us to stop the bus and, at Crider, and you could do a little extra running. And Todd, he was always the first one to go get those goggles.
Oh, yeah.
He just
all
loved
the goggles. Yeah.
But no, I coached down here with Coach K. I was down here with him, and, a lot of guys, a lot of good memories down here for the middle school. And then, of course, this is my home. Fredonia's my home. So,
and I know you were down here a lot when I played Little League ball, because I played Little League basketball for your brother.
You're right. Yeah. But we were discussing just a few minutes ago, Pam Fawn, about the scoreboard used to be on this side. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, it brings back old memories. And I said, well, one of the things that we're missing is the smell of sulfur. We always had that sulfur water down here. You took a shower and you came out really smelling good there. And the other thing was, I don't know, y'all might remember them, but the heaters that were lining the wall if you got too close. Tell a quick story before we get started.
Go ahead. I think we've got time.
All right. We were talking about Jenny Peak, a lot of those that were avid Fredonia fans. And I had this story, Dick Tucker. A lot of people remember Dick. And he was very big. And he was an avid Fredonia fan. And he would usually sit, I'm up here where the crow's nest is at, he would usually sit across the gym floor. And if he didn't like what the referees were doing, sometimes he would go after them. And one thing that I remember from one of my last games is that we were playing Lyon County, and referees were not doing exactly what most of us thought they should have been doing. When the game was over, I looked, and here comes Dick Tucker across that gym floor, and his wife, June, was holding on to his shirt, but he was just pulling her right across the floor. But I do have a lot of great memories from down here at the gym.
Well, Roy Gene, thank you for joining us here tonight. We'd love to hear more from you. If you get a chance, come on over at halftime and talk to us some more.
I'll do it. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Roy Gene Rogers, a well-known name in Caldwell County basketball history.
Folklore, basketball folklore in Fredonia and in Caldwell County.
Oh, just a ton of stories, and had him as a coach back in my 8th grade and freshman years, and just a lot of great memories to look back on there as well. We even practiced down here for Little League basketball, and Roy Jean, like I said, I played for his brother, so Roy Jean was here scouting what was coming up through the Little League ranks as well. And I think it's Brother Presley Lamb now leading the crowd as they introduce the Fredonia Yellow Jackets onto the floor in the home whites. And Bob, I love the jerseys they've got for these kids tonight. Caldwell County in all white with Fredonia gold on the front.
And already see that we need a little blue on the numbers, Dennis, for the Caldwell County for Fredonia Yellow Jacket jerseys are light yellow on white.
And Francis in the red jerseys. They still have the warm-up T-shirts on, but they'll have the red jerseys with the white trim, the old colors for the Frances Bulldogs. They put a little time back on the clock. We've got about 5.5 minutes. I thought they were going to introduce some VIPs here before the contest. We'll see if that still happens. But Bob, this is a fun gym. You coached down here forever in Little League basketball. Maybe some of your memories tonight about the Fredonia gym.
Well, it was a great place to come because there were very few opportunities to play in Princeton anywhere. None of the churches had the live centers. The Butler gym was already taken up, and like you say, we only got to play there at tournament time. So, but coming down here just almost seemed second nature. Dennis, it was 15-mile trip that you took 15 minutes to get down here, but you had a full-length basketball court to practice on, to teach, and to play games on.
Yeah, back then it was a different time. There weren't a lot of gyms, like you said, in Caldwell County. Every school did not have a full-size gymnasium. You had the West Side School where I went. You had a little bit of a half court in the auditorium area. Then you had the Butler gym, of course, but that was about it. You came to Fredonia and played your Little League sports, and there weren't just a gym at every corner now like there is now in Caldwell County.
Absolutely, and the quality of play back then, even though there was a shortage of gyms, was very high quality.
Absolutely.
The kids played basically year-round. I mean, you didn't have the iPhones and the iPads and the Game Boys and all that to take your time. They were outside playing all year long, and it showed when they hit the basketball court in the wintertime.
Said the Fredonia gym was one of the top gyms in the second region, constructed in the early 40s. And Todd Griffin wrote a good piece on this on yoursportsedge.com and mentioned that the Tigers played at Fredonia from 1950 until the new Butler gym was opened in 1959.
Absolutely, and when the new gym in Princeton was opened, it looked like a college gym the way it was built, and we've got 1 or 2 games in the gym again this year, and that place really gets hopping and rolling when you get a crowd in there.
Oh, looking forward to that. I think Coach Mitchell's already told us they have 1 game already on the schedule for the Butler gym, and we love going to that place and bringing back even more memories for both of us in that gym as well. Tonight, it's at the Fredonia gym. The crowd still starting to come in. If you come in right now, there's no tickets at the door. They sold everything out. They sold 350 seats or 360 seats. It was somewhere in that neighborhood, and it looks like, Bob, every one of those that bought a ticket is here tonight. You still got a few coming in, but you're going to have to kind of elbow your way in for a seat here at the Fredonia gym if you're just now coming in.
And that's what Brother Lamb said. I mean, if they probably could have sold 75 more tickets and been okay with the fire marshal, but you squeeze 75 more people in here, they're going to be side to side.
I think the judge executive was one of the last ones coming in here, so I'm sure somebody will make room for Judge Young to find a seat here at Fredonia. A lot of familiar faces here tonight. I think the kids are actually, from talking to both coaches, really looking forward to tonight as well. I know they want to play somebody else, and many of them will not understand the tradition, but some will, especially those that live in the Fredonia area.
Sure. I mean, it's a break to get to play somebody different and go against somebody else and find out really what maybe weaknesses you might have, where your strengths are, so you can really play to your strengths. That's what basketball, football, baseball is all about. You want to improve your weaknesses and concentrate on playing to your strengths.
We usually talk about a lot of the players and preview that in our pregame shows, Bob, but tonight is all about the setting and all about the Havoc at the Hive tonight here in Fredonia. We'll talk about these players. We start the regular season the week after Thanksgiving week, so it's not far away. We'll have a lot of time to talk about those guys, but first we'll have the game here at Fredonia tonight. And trying to keep up with what's going on. It's hard to find somebody with a microphone down on the floor, but we'll see what the plan is now as the teams go to their benches. As we said, they are sitting on the front rows of the bleachers. If you come into the Fredonia gym, come in the door, they are on the opposite side of the court. We are at the end with the stage up in the crow's nest, the place where the original scoreboard was, over the heating system here at Fredonia. They've since moved that to the other side with an updated scoreboard. And they are introducing the players for Crittenden County and Caldwell County right now. We'll call them for the rest of the night, though, Bob, Frances and Fredonia. And I'll let you go down the list of players for the Frances Bulldogs.
And they're being introduced now. Number 1 will be Jay Stevenson. Number 2, Travis Champion. Number 3, Cameron Belcher. Number 4, Bryson Walker. Number 5, Jackson Hatfield. Number 10, Dawson Jones. Number 11, Turner Sharp. Number 12, Gabe Keller. Number 14, Andrew Candelario. 15 is Ethan Rhodes. 21 is Jonah Reddick. 23 is Matt Conger. 24 is Caden Travis. And number 41 is Braden Poindexter, who is wearing the number of his grandfather when he played at Frances.
Yeah, his late grandfather wore number 41. So an honor to him tonight that Mr. Poindexter is wearing that one. Now for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets.
And for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, number 1 will be Dalen Lander. Number 2, Luke Maddox. Number 3, Cade Rowland. Number 5, Carter Whittington. Number 10, Colin Whittington. Number 11, Demarius Thompson, as we say D-Man. Number 12, Leighton Wall. Number 14, Ryan Hammett. 20 is Mitchell Phelps. 21 is Jack Roach. 22 is Jaden Boyd. 23 is Luke Parker. 24 is J. Darius Wilson. And 32 is Ethan Ramage.
Those players being introduced at midcourt, lining up on the old midcourt stripes here. And Bob, we remember the days where you had it's not a center stripe anymore. You have a center stripe just for volleyball, but we had the stripes on both sides of center. And in Little League basketball, you couldn't guard until the fourth quarter past that line when a team came down with the basketball.
Absolutely. Memories are flooding back, aren't they, Dennis?
Matt Fralix, as we said, the new basketball coach at Crittenden County. Chuck Mitchell moves over from the girls' side to coach the boys at Caldwell County this season. So a couple of guys new to their programs and a couple of very good high school basketball coaches. You're listening to Tiger Basketball on WPKY Princeton. We're going to join Brother Presley Lamb now for remarks here before tonight's game.
Tonight, they would like to take a moment to honor a former Frances Bulldog that was gone too soon, James Howard Poindexter, who went by the name Jimmy, the son of Hubert Poindexter and Ruby Lenora Hunt Poindexter. Jimmy was born on January 20th, 1958 in Caldwell County and passed away on December 22nd, 1973 in Crittenden County at the age of 15. At this time, at the time of his death, during the 73-74 season for Frances Elementary, Jimmy was averaging 14 points and 13 rebounds a game. He was the leader of the team in all facets, anyone that knew him was destined to become a better individual. Here to accept his retired uniform are his sister, Linda Chandler, sisters-in-law, Benita Poindexter, and Kathy Poindexter, his nephew, Jeremy Poindexter, and wife, Laura, great-nephews, Connor and Braden Poindexter, and sophomore for the Rockets, who is wearing number 41 tonight in Jimmy's honor. Presenting the uniform tonight are Rocket head coach, Coach Matt Fralix, and assistant coaches, Coley Rogers, Devin Bell, and Earl Fralix.
Standing ovation for the Poindexter family as they honor the grandfather of one of the Crittenden County players tonight. And Bob, through the whole pregame, we forgot to mention Coley Rogers now, as you get the headphones back on, Coley Rogers now one of the assistant coaches at Crittenden County.
Not only Coley, but also Earl Fralix, who is really a longtime resident of the Caldwell County gym. Dennis, no, it's good to Roy Jean will come back up here at halftime. We'll ask him about his two boys could play basketball and play well.
Absolutely. Now for tonight's prayer. Now for tonight's national anthem. National anthem played here at the Fredonia Gym, getting set for a Havoc at the Hive between the Fredonia Yellow Jackets and the Frances Bulldogs. Dennis Stevens, Bob Hayes here for the call. John Miller in the truck with us tonight here at the Fredonia Gym. And Bob, this is a game we've looked forward to for a while. Now the kids actually get to hit the court. The starting five for Caldwell County tonight is going to be pretty familiar starting five. A lot of juniors and seniors in this one, Bob, as they get set to introduce the starters for both squads. Looking across the way, it's the old classmate of mine, Barry Fralix. Also, Caden Fralix, just a couple of seasons now removed from that Caldwell County starting five lineup.
A lot of history between the two schools. One family members earlier at Fredonia, the later members in that family coming to Caldwell County.
For tonight's starting lineup, I'll turn it over to Bob Hayes when they get ready to go. Bob, you just fire in on it. The gym is actually full. I'm looking over. You might fit another 15 people in this place, but not many more. You can catch the live stream on WPKYonline.com tonight. Check it out because John has some great video of what's going on here at the Fredonia gym tonight.
Obviously, we're not sure what the holdup is, but and there will be no introduction.
Okay, we'll get straight to the starting lines. I want to mention before you get to that, Bob, anybody that wants one of the commemorative T-shirts that the players are wearing for the game tonight, they are available to be ordered at the Athletic Center in Princeton. And Bob, here are the starters for Caldwell County tonight.
The starters for the Tigers tonight will be number 5, Carter Whittington. Number 10, his brother Colin Whittington. Number 11, D-Man Thompson. Number 14, Ryan Hammett. And number 4, J. Darius Wilson. And there will be the jump at the center circle. And for the call here, my friend Dennis Stevens.
Getting the starters down for the Frances Bulldogs. Tip is up and controlled by the Yellow Jackets in the backcourt. It's Carter Whittington. Takes it across, weave out front to Colin Whittington. Whittington pulls it up on the left side, back top of the key now to Carter Whittington. Whittington looks to drive, breaks the zone, misses the layup. Ball tipped around on the rebound, and it comes down to the Bulldogs. Francis back down the court quickly. Jumper on the way, and no good by number 2, Travis Champion. Quickly back up the court are the Yellow Jackets. They'll turn it over to the point guard, Carter Whittington, and we are underway at the Havoc at the Hive. Drive by Whittington, and a foul called on the drive. A hold called. It'll be Caldwell County ball underneath. Starters for the Frances Bulldogs, number 2, Travis Champion. Number 4, Bryson Walker. Baseline jumper, no good by Whittington. Back up and in is D-Man Thompson with the bucket. Also starting number 11, Turner Sharp. Number 14, Andrew Candelario. And number 21, Jonah Reddick. That's the starting 5 for the Frances Bulldogs. Caldwell County comes out man-to-man, or rather Fredonia comes out man-to-man. We got to get used to that, Bob. Turnover by the Bulldogs gives it back to Caldwell County, who lead 2-0. Just underway here in the first quarter of this scrimmage, live from the Fredonia gym. D-Man Thompson wanted to break the zone trap in the backcourt, and it's a reach-in foul called on Francis. That's going to go on number 4, Bryson Walker. Again, you can check out this live stream of the game on WPKYonline.com. A little bit cool outside, but we talked to Brother Presley before the game. I don't think you're going to need heat in here much tonight. This is the most people in this gym in some time. Fredonia works it underneath. J. Darius Wilson up and in on the baseline. 4-0. Fredonia with the early lead. Yellow Jackets still man-to-man. Francis. Caldwell County goes for the steal. Francis with the shot blocked. And it's Whittington back up the court trying to push the issue. That one's going to go out of bounds. And we'll see who it's out on. I think it's off of Carter Whittington. The Bulldogs will put it in play to come the length of the court. Fredonia will set up with some backcourt pressure, man-to-man pressure in the backcourt as Whittington picks up Walker. Walker to the right side, wants to feed it down. Good deflection by Caldwell County's number 14, Ryan Hammett.
Already I see some between 21 and J. Darius Wilson. Dennis.
Yeah, that is Jonah Reddick. Very physical, big kid for Francis. Driving the lane and a big block. J. Darius Wilson, and also lets Mr. Champion know who blocked that shot. Francis to put it in play underneath their own basket. 5:53 left to play in the first quarter, 4-0. Fredonia with the early lead. They get it in and work it out front. Ball loose, though, Caldwell County, Fredonia, with some very quick hands. Bob, the home standing kids are really active defensively, trying to get their hand in every passing lane. And if Frances holds the ball down low, you're going to have some hands trying to swat it away.
I've heard Coach Mitchell say he thought he could really press with his team.
Frances works it around. Trap out front, gets out of it. Candelario dumps it off to Walker. Walker back out to Champion. Champion thought about the three. D-Man Thompson all over him. Ball deflected again. And I think the speed of the defense is really causing Frances some trouble. Caldwell County playing the defense all the way out to midcourt. Frances gets a shot off the back of the rim. Wilson Hive for the rebound. Wants to take it himself up the court on the break, and a reach-in foul is going to be called on number 11, Turner Sharp. By far the most impressive part of the start tonight has been the defense by the Fredonia Yellow Jackets.
Absolutely. I mean, they're in your pocket, both pockets.
1-3-1 trap. Caldwell County breaks it, works it underneath. Wide open is Hammett for the basket. 6-0, Yellow Jackets with the lead. And this defense throwing the shutout on Frances. That one partially blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Colin Whittington.
Let him shoot 3 free throws, Dennis, I believe.
Stepping to the line is going to be number 2, Travis Champion. Sure, Coach Mitchell is going to love talking about this defense after this one's over tonight. Free throw up and good. Bob, the free throws and foul situations are a big change in the rules. We'll talk about that more with Coach Mitchell as we get closer to the season. Second free throw is missed. But you get so many fouls now per quarter instead of half before you shoot free throws. Third free throw is good, 2 out of 3 for Champion, and it's 6-2 with 4:46 left to play in the first quarter. Carter Whittington across the line, 3-2 zone by Frances. Caldwell looks it over, swings it left to Carter Whittington. Carter thought about that long three. I think Coach Mitchell said, go ahead and pull the trigger. Instead, they work it underneath. D-Man Thompson, left hand off the glass and in. Demarius Thompson, the senior, with the bucket.
With his 4th point tonight so far.
It is Champion running the baseline. Walker looks for him coming off a screen. Champion, pump fake, shot up, and no good. Hammett with the rebound, and a push-off called on Colin Whittington. And maybe a bit of an exaggeration on the fall by Champion, but he gets the call. Frances puts it in play. Reach-in foul on Jadarius Wilson. And Bob, that's one, I know it's early in the season. This is a scrimmage, but that was the kind of the thing that stayed on his back all last season, getting into early foul trouble. And it's those reach-in fouls like that he's got to learn to stay away from this season.
Absolutely.
Free throw up and in by number 11, Turner Sharp. Entering for Caldwell County for the first time tonight, number 3, Cade Rowland. He comes in for Hammett. Second free throw also good, 8-4. Fredonia with the lead, just under 4 to play in the first quarter. Frances staying in that 3-2 zone. Rowland, left side down underneath. D-Man Thompson missed off the glass, gets his own rebound, back up and in on a short-range jumper just outside the lane. Thompson active on both ends of the court for Caldwell County. It is number 14, Candelario. Gets the basketball, has to get rid of it quickly. That defense really making Frances hustle with the basketball. It's Champion on the head fake off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound straight down to number 21, Reddick. They'll work it back out to Champion. Champion drives, ball goes out of bounds off the stage, and it's Fredonia basketball. Hectic pace by that Caldwell County and Fredonia Yellow Jackets / defense. Baseline run by Reddick. Came out, thought he was going to get the pass. Instead, they tried to go down to D-Man Thompson. He has it knocked away. Wilson comes out of the ball game. First time in tonight for number 22. Oh, excuse me.
Is that
number
32?
And that's Ethan Ramage.
All 6'6" of him, I think, Dennis.
Tall kid. Gets the inbounds pass, has it knocked away from behind, but fouled over the shoulder by Champion. And you called it, Bob. Yellow numbers on a white jersey are not an announcer's friend. So
and we can't see the scoreboard. Of course, the scoreboard's not big enough to put the numbers up on the foul.
Outlet pass on the steal. Walker, Euro step up and in with the left hand. Nice move by Bryson Walker. Francis back within 4 at 10-6. 2:43 left in the first quarter of this scrimmage. D-Man Thompson thought about the three. Take steps, so as he pulled it back down, wanted to drive baseline. Little stutter step cost him a turnover. Walker brings it up for Francis across half court. Picked up by Carter Whittington. Now it's Colin Whittington on Champion. Back over to Walker. Weave out front by Francis. Ends up into the hands on the right wing of number 2, Champion. Champion, cross-court pass is going to be too high, and like we said, Bob, if it's too high on the court, it's going into the stands here at Fredonia. That one just a few folks away from Barry and Caden Fralix down on the front row here at the gym. Rolling back to Whittington. Colin Whittington now right wing, looking over that zone. Francis dropped in to a 3. It's a 3-2 zone, but they'll drop a player back when it gets to the corner and make it a 2-3. Thompson to Rowland. Yellow Jackets very patient on offense around that zone. Colin Whittington. Fake the 3, drives underneath, pass no good on the shot by Rowland. Rebound comes down to Francis. Steal on the pass underneath. Colin Whittington. Yellow Jackets have numbers. Carter Whittington up off the glass and in. A Farmers Bank shot at the Fredonia gym for Carter Whittington. And now Whittington's going to be called, I think, for his second foul on a reach in on the baseline.
That's his second by my records.
12-6, Fredonia with the lead over Francis. 1:21 left to play in the first quarter of a highly anticipated scrimmage here at the Fredonia gym. One has been in the works for literally years. Francis with the basketball. Pass inside, knocked away by 2 kids. Now it's Caldwell with numbers. D-Man Thompson has it knocked away as he drives, gets the ball back, goes back underneath, up and no good, but a foul on the play. Foul is on number 2, Travis Champion. Caldwell County or Fredonia. Free throw is good. Really looking good, Bob. Patient, but their passes are crisp tonight. They are looking for the open guy underneath. Ramage out of the ball game. Good minutes for him. In for Wilson.
7 points so far tonight in this scrimmage by D-Man Thompson.
Luke Parker set to check in for Fredonia. D-Man Thompson at the line. 13-6 is your score. Second free throw is good. Parker in for Thompson. Thompson gets a big handshake from Coach Mitchell. That kid's done it on both ends of the floor here early tonight for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. It is Walker over to Champion. Now Champion on the left wing. Off a screen, back to Walker. If you're Francis, you've really got to put the shot up quickly because Caldwell County is closing in fast with the defensive coverage. Rebound on the miss is wild on the shot by Candelario. It's Colin Whittington with the left hand layup, weaving between a couple of players for Francis on a nice drive. Yellow Jackets have opened up a 10-point lead now, 16-6, under a half minute to play in the first quarter. Parker on the miss, gets the rebound, hands it off to Whittington. Whittington underneath, had a couple of players. J. Wilson ends up with it and puts it in to increase that lead to 18-6. Like you said, though, Bob, in the pregame, you're sure that Crittenden County's team has several players probably out still from their football team. Quarter ends on the steal by Caldwell County. After one, it's Fredonia 18, Francis 6. Back after this.
Fortner Gas Company has been serving the propane needs of Western Kentucky for 70 years. You'll find offices in Princeton and Cadiz. They're your local and family-owned propane supplier. Browse their website to discover the many services and products available. You can shop in person or online, and they can answer any and all questions in person or on the phone. If they're already your propane supplier, they say thank you. If they're not, they would love to be. Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
At Johnson's Furniture and Appliances in Marion, Kentucky, you're treated like family. Because to them, family is everything. Johnson's has the reputation of helping customers with brands you can count on, like GE Appliances. Shop their selection of GE appliances with premium finishes and features that make household chores easier, giving you time to do what matters. Bring home the long-lasting quality of GE Appliances today. Trust Johnson's for furniture, bedding, and appliances. Because you're like family, and family is everything.
Back to the Fredonia gym for Havoc at the Hive. After one quarter of play, it's Fredonia 18, Francis 6. And Bob, I think the most impressive thing about the Fredonia/Caldwell Tigers is that defense tonight, holding the Frances Bulldogs, Crittenden County Rockets to 6 first quarter points.
We are exceptionally quick, Dennis, and move our feet really well on top of that. So that's a winning combination.
Players back out on the court. No changes at the end of the quarter for Caldwell County. Or excuse me, one change in. And I'll try to pick that number up. It's in the far corner, Bob. You can help me. He's on the baseline right now. As the pass comes back out front to Whittington. Whittington drives. See, kind of opened up for him, and it's an easy layup for Carter Whittington. Into the ball game for Caldwell County is number 21, and that is Luke Maddox.
21, I have it as Jack Roach.
Yeah. Here's the roster that Coach Mitchell sent us up. So we will change that one.
Well, I think Roach is 20. So 21 might be. You're right.
We'll put a scratch on this one in the lineup card. Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to have Roy Jean as a guest at our halftime tonight. Roy Jean, of course, familiar with this area all his life. Fredonia and on into the Farmersville area. Anybody that's played basketball over the last 50 years probably at some point had Roy Jean had a hand in their development. Francis with the basketball back in play here. Just a half minute gone in the second. Corner jumper by Champion is good. That was a 3 from the corner. Very hard to read the scoreboard here at our angle. Lob pass, alley-oop. Carter Whittington to J. Darius Wilson. 22-9. Nice pass by Whittington. Stifling defense by Caldwell County right underneath us here in the crow's nest as they are double teaming every time Frances pulls the ball up. It's 2 people on it. Wilson now with active hands. That one should be off of the Frances Bulldogs. Instead, it's going to stay on the Frances end. It's just a scrimmage, so we're not even going to get on the referees tonight, right, Bob?
We're trying not to.
I thought that one did bounce off of a red jersey, but they're going to keep it on the baseline. Bulldogs inbound. Lob out front to Champion. Champion, another 3 on the way. That one off the back of the rim. Tipped by Parker. Loose ball comes down to Whittington. Whittington on the flush to Jadarius Wilson. Whittington threaded a needle from the opposite side of the court to the right side block on the lane. And Jadarius Wilson checking out the breakaway rims, new ones here at Fredonia. And Bob, if that had been the old sturdy rims from back in the day, there would have been a bent rim on that one. Roach into the ball game, and Roach is number 20 for Fredonia. It is Frances with the miss. Rebound down to Parker. Caldwell County's Whittington drives the lane. Reach-in foul is going to be called on the floor. And we will change. We'll try to check the number of Mitchell Phelps. We have him listed as 20. That is Jack Roach. Yellow Jacket basketball underneath their own basket. 5:52 left to play in the second quarter. More stories and memories still to come at halftime. Hope you'll stay tuned for that. Stats not really that big a deal tonight. As far as importance, we'll have some stats for you. Good inbounds play by the Yellow Jackets. Gets it to Parker. Parker off the glass on the left side in. Going to go with an angle looking like a 26 on the board, 26-9. Good hands by Colin Whittington. Knocks that one away. Or excuse me, Carter Whittington knocks that one away for the Yellow Jackets. You can hear Coach Mitchell probably right below us. Frances works it around. Back to Champion. Champion drives with the left hand, off balance shot, airballed up. Carter Whittington with the rebound. Whittington tried to dribble between a couple of players. Now a loose ball and a tie-up called. That's one where Whittington would have been better off to get rid of that one going up the court. Bob, while we have a little break and Frances puts it back in play, I think Coach Mitchell is going to do a great job for the boys' side. Maybe suited, maybe enjoys coaching the boys better, maybe better suited for the boys' side of it. And I'm expecting big things out of Coach Mitchell's squad this season.
I am too, Dennis. He has some talent out here to work with, too.
Frances works at baseline. That's number 12, Gabe Keller. Back out front to Walker, over to Champion. Champion with the head fake, gets open and drains the three, 26-12. Yellow Jackets with the lead. Coach Mitchell, I thought, did a great job with the girls. He's one of the most prepared coaches anywhere, game to game. He'll study who he's going to play next and really try to give his team every opportunity to do their best. We've enjoyed getting to know him over the years at Caldwell County. Whittington with the head fake, no good. Rebound underneath is Roach. Roach, big, strong kid, able to use his size inside, gets the rebound and puts that one back up. Champion again fires air ball. Long rebound back down to Frances. Another three out front, no good. And it was Jadarius Wilson had the rebound, came down and got knocked away on the way down. Champion ended up with it, puts it up, and will step to the line for a chance at a three-point play.
That's the second foul on Jadarius Wilson. He had the rebound and tried to move with it too quickly.
Champion's free throw is good. That young man has been pretty much all of the offense for Frances tonight.
All but 4 points.
Frances on a bit of a run here. 22-15. We are at an angle where it's almost impossible to check out the scoreboard. It's Wilson with the basketball out front. Wilson drives, has it knocked loose, gets it back over to Whittington. Whittington, free throw line jumper is no good. Ball's going to be knocked out of bounds, and it'll stay with Fredonia. Of course, with Coach Mitchell moving to the boys' side, we've got a new girls coach. I've yet to meet him. Bob, I don't know if you have or not.
A couple, 3 times. Really a nice individual.
And T-Man Thompson with a circus layup to split a couple of defenders and take it off the right glass.
So it looked like a windmill in motion.
Thompson back into the ball game and immediately effective for the Yellow Jackets. I'm going to check that score. I think it's 30-15. But we may have to start keeping a running score on this in the second half. Miss by Frances. Rebound, though, by Frances, and back up and in is number 12, Gabe Keller. I'm not sure if 30-17 matches what you've got, but that's what it's looking like on the scoreboard. Just under 3 to play. D-Man Thompson, his defender backed off, launches the 3, no good. And it's the Bulldogs on the rebound. Over to Walker. Walker, spin move in the lane, just ripped away by Carter Whittington. Whittington quickly back up the court. Switches the pass across the lane to Wilson for the layup. There's not a lot of kids that get down the court quicker in traffic than Carter Whittington. Foul on the play on the other end as Champion quickly puts it up in the lane.
I think we've got Ryan Hammett picking up his first foul.
32-17 the score. Champion's free throw, good.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with the Crittenden score.
Jack Roach back into the ball game, and Wilson out for Fredonia.
We have 32, Dennis.
32-17 is what I'm showing.
Matched up with both sides. That's good.
Second free throw for Champion, bottom of the bucket.
Travis Champion, 5 out of 6 tonight from the free throw line.
Frances backs off into a man-to-man defense on the other end. They started the game in a 3-2 zone. Lob underneath is too long for Roach. Steal by Frances into the hands of Walker. Walker to Champion. Champion with that head fake again, puts it up, no good. Hammett strong on the board for Caldwell County. It is Carter Whittington working one-on-one against Walker. Whittington to the right wing, directing traffic, takes it to the hole, up and in, off the glass. I think the defender saw him directing Jack Roach for the screen and anticipated Whittington going back to his left. Whittington went right, and an easy layup off the glass for Carter, 34-18. Underneath, Frances goes, left-hand hook, no good. Back up and in, number 24, Caden Travis with the bucket. Poindexter, the big kid that put the left-handed shot up that missed. Touching ceremony before this game for the former Frances Bulldog star and grandfather of number 41, Poindexter. Another steal. Yellow Jackets getting a little sloppy with the basketball here late in the first half. Roach underneath with the rebound. Dumps it off to Thompson. Thompson has it knocked away. Now it's going to be off of Whittington. Turnover's getting to be a bit of an issue here for the guys in white. Under 50 seconds to play before halftime. Cade Rowland checking back in. It's going to be Ryan Hammett coming out of the ball game for the Yellow Jackets. Champion with the basketball. Underneath, no good. Roach, another strong rebound. That's one thing that kid can give you, Bobby. He may not be a double-digit scorer, but he's going to get some rebounds each and every game.
And if he gets a rebound underneath in our offensive area of the floor, he's going to score too.
Broad-shouldered kid. And Fredonia having a little trouble getting it across half court. I don't think they're playing that half court line. Pass underneath, off the hands of Roach. He tracks it down in the corner, lobs it back out, but stolen away by Champion, stolen back away by Fredonia. Whittington with the miss on the three, and before Roach can put it back up, the whistle blows at the half. It's Fredonia 34, Francis 20. We'll take a break, come back, and have the stats from the first half. Also talk with Roy Jean Rogers still to come here on your home for Tiger Basketball, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Uncover the charm of banking local with Fredonia Valley Bank, your steadfast financial partner since 1894. Through times of change, Fredonia Valley Bank remains by your side to handle your banking with a legacy of excellence. Discover strength in their local roots and experience the difference of genuine community banking. Embrace the mantra of living local. Eat, buy, and bank local. Fredonia Valley Bank. Local people, local decisions, and local commitment. Your true hometown bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're involved in an auto accident, it's your choice where your vehicle is repaired. Some insurance companies refer you to Pro Shops because they give the insurance company discounts. But with those discounts, the insurance company has input on the parts used and might not always use what is best. At Tri-Shoes Body Shop, they're not partnered with an insurance company, but they give the same lifetime limited warranty to the person who owns the vehicle at the time of repairs. Visit Tri-Shoes in Princeton for your vehicle repairs.
At Trilogy Performance Sports, they believe in only the highest standards of physical fitness training. Their staff members are actively enriching the lives of their members and creating a community of like-minded people. And getting you in shape is their #1 goal. They have everything you need: knowledge, experience, and equipment. They find out what's important to you and design a customized plan that fits your needs. Learn more at trilogyperformancesports.com.
Powering your lives and lighting up your nights. Princeton Electric Plant Board's community spirit shines bright. Entrusted with the glow of our fields, they keep our Tigers' pathways illuminated to victory. A shout out goes to our Tigers, Preston Burrell and Cole Wyatt, as they roar into a new season. Good luck, Tigers. Here's to a safe and victorious year from your one and only Princeton Electric Plant Board. They're not just a service, they're community.
The winningest college basketball program of all time.
Forever! The greatest tradition in college basketball.
Kentucky basketball.
Pull up three, quick time.
Lives here.
UK basketball is back and taking on Kansas this Tuesday. All the coverage begins at 7 on WKDCRadio.com and
on 106.5 WKDZ.
Bradley Furniture wishes all the Tigers good luck this season.
We are back at the Fredonia Gym for a Havoc at the Hive. At the half, it's Fredonia 34 and Francis 21. I think they have called some young players and former players out to try to make a half-court shot. Brian Phelps off the rim. Our buddy Roy Jean Rogers is going to talk to us some at the half. Right now, he's going to try a half-court shot. And I've seen him make these time and again. And that one comes up just a little bit short. Roy Jean up after a stumble on the shot.
He needed to put the grandma motion in effect on that.
Fun time here at the Fredonia Gym tonight. We've been looking forward to this one since we got wind of it back in the summer. It's a matchup. It's a scrimmage still. Of course, the season doesn't start for the Tigers and Lady Tigers until after Thanksgiving. But teams are allowed a couple of scrimmages. Tonight, this one, Bob, much more than just a scrimmage.
Oh, much more, Dennis, than a scrimmage. Certainly a good workout so far for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, a.k.a. Caldwell County. And Caldwell County leading here Fredonia leading here at halftime over Frances, 34-21.
Bob, do you have the stats ready? You want to go ahead and do those while we get Roy Jean set up here in a minute?
I will, Dennis. The leading scorer tonight for Fredonia is Jadarius Wilson with 5 field goals, total of 10 points. 10 points also for D-Man Thompson, has 4 field goals, 2 out of 2 from the charity stripe for his 10. 6 points for Carter Whittington on 3 field goals. 2 points each for Colin Whittington, Ryan Hammett, Jack Roach, and Luke Parker. Total of 34 points for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. For Frances, led tonight in double figures is Travis Champion with 13 points here at half. 2 points each for Bryson Walker, Turner Sharp, Gabe Keller, and Caden Travis. Total of 21 points for the Frances Bulldogs. So here at halftime, nobody in foul trouble. Fredonia leading here 34-21.
Still just under 10 minutes to go before we get the second half underway. Joined here on halftime by Roy Jean Rogers, and I still call him Coach because he was mine for a while back in the middle school days. It wasn't really middle school, it was called junior high back in those days, but Roy Jean Rogers here with the headset on. And Roy Jean, I saw you try to take that half-court shot. The form just a little bit off from what it was in the years by, but still
you were 35 feet past where you should have been.
Yeah,
Roy
I
Jean.
was, and I was rolling, trying to get a little closer, but somebody said, well, Elbert Bennett said, did you trip on that black line? I said, yeah, I did. That black line got me every time. But now I was trying to get it where we could shoot a free throw. I could still shoot a free throw, but that was just a little far for me. I couldn't even see that far, guys.
That was, and I don't know, Roy Jean, if you remember back in the days I was an 8th grader, 9th grader, you would shoot the free throws and just show everybody up, it seemed like at practice. Tell us the easiest shot in basketball. I still remember him saying, Bob, easiest shot in basketball, you're 15 feet away, you're wide open, nobody guarding you, and all the time in the world to shoot it.
And muscle memory. I don't know whether that was something. And my muscles, they went away out there a while ago.
No more memory.
Yeah, but that's, we were talking about, there is an attempt right now to get a book started and written about, the history of Fredonia basketball. Earl Fralick and Pam Rogers-Bond and Linda Baker, they probably know as much about the history of Fredonia as anyone. And I know that talking to Pam a while ago and been talking to Earl, we're trying to gather some newspaper articles that go back all the way to the 1940s, this little thing that they got tonight. And we're looking at preserving our history here. And there's some things, well, for one thing, we always remember where we were at when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, or we heard about 9/11, something like that. I was standing right over there in that corner on the stage when we were told about John F. Kennedy's assassination. So that kind of tells you my age, goes way back. But, rich history here, just like in Flat Rock and Farmersville. A lot of people don't realize it. A lot of schools came down here. Caldwell and Butler came down here to practice, and Farmersville. So a lot of history here. And hey, guys, I thank y'all for everything that y'all have done. Really appreciate what y'all done, and I think I've told you that before, but y'all are second to none.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
You are, and I really appreciate it. I think I'm going to go back out there and practice on my mid-court shot there a little bit, see what I can do.
Let's try the grandma action, Roy Jean.
No.
I mean, you get more leverage underneath rather than overhead anymore.
No.
Roy Jean, before you get away, I want you to talk to us a little bit, not about the Caldwell County coaching staff, but about that Crittenden County coaching staff you've got a lot of ties to now.
Matt and Coley We go back several years, and there was some of us that were not really pleased with what Youth Incorporated was doing. We didn't feel like it was really true basketball, so we kind of said, oh, we're going to do something different. So we formed Sporting Chance Incorporated, and we started traveling, and Brody was on the team, but Coley and Matt were like in the 3rd grade, and Ben Hudson and Rodney Bell and LJ and Jake Pepper, all that bunch. You remember that team?
Yes, sir.
And we went through the middle school with that bunch traveling. We were in Louisville, Lexington, Ohio County, a lot of different places. And those guys got to know each other and what they were going to do. And when Matt got the head job down here, he called Coley. Both of them go to church. Coley's a youth minister down here at First Baptist, and him and Matt both go to church here. They stayed. They were best man at each other's wedding, so it just kind of fell into place. And that's where I'm going to be this year, is probably with the Rockets, watching them. I've seen some things tonight that impressive or not impressive, but they do have some, future there. They've got 2 or 3 players that look like they're going to be able to do something. So I'm going to be down here or down at Rocket Arena and, getting behind them and seeing what I can do.
And another guy down on the floor has a lot of ties to Fredonia Yellow Jacket basketball, Earl Fraley.
Yep. Back when they were first talking about Matt and Coley coaching, somebody said, if they ask you to be a middle school coach or freshman, I said, well, they better not ask me or I'll be there. But let me get a plug in real quick for my Special Olympics.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah, our Special Olympics basketball this year, we've got 20 players. And we're drawing players from, our athletes from Hopkins County, Union County, Crittenden County. Back during COVID, a lot of the programs had to taper off. Vicki Purcell, those coaches, we kept going. We just kept going, and we're growing. We've got 20 players this year, 5 cheerleaders, but our Winterfest tournament is coming up in January, and we're looking for sponsors. Everybody gets a T-shirt that comes, all the athletes, and if you want to sponsor any amount of money, it doesn't matter. Individuals, businesses, civic clubs, we'll put your name on the back of that shirt. So we'll put a plug in there for that right now. Looking forward to hearing y'all on the broadcast, listen to y'all on football. John here keeps y'all on the air all the time, so good job, guys. Appreciate it. And, next time I try that half-court shot, I'll get a little assistance.
We're looking for better results.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roy Jean,
Thank y'all.
for joining us here tonight at the Havoc at the Hive. Roy Jean Rogers, former basketball coach, and still stays active in it. And Bob, we seldom mention, but the work that he does with that Special Olympics basketball program, he doesn't get a lot of publicity. They don't get a lot of press on those, but those kids do a great job, and Roy Jean has led that for several years now, and it's just a tip of the hat to him for all he's been able to accomplish with that program.
Really, when you start looking back on your life and who would have done that other than Roy Jean? And you just got to really have, I hold Roy Jean in great esteem for his work like that. He's old enough to lay down on the couch, if you will. Dennis, but yeah, that's such a marvelous activity for the younger people that he's working with, and they enjoy basketball, and he enjoys working with them. So it's a nice fit.
And one of the favorite coaches of my youth, sports played a big role in me growing up, and he was one of the best coaches and my favorites along the way in my young life. Just about 1:20 before we get the second half underway. Bob, we've got to tell the story about our connection here with the Fredonia Gym, and it might as well be now. And, I'm going to have you chime in on it. My very first game of Little League basketball was played here at Fredonia. We played, the Osting Oil Company was our sponsor. We played the Finkel's Fair Store team, coached by you and I think
Ken Reed, Barry Bannister.
And the first game I ever played was here at the Fredonia gym, and we were beaten 63-9.
And it was one of those things where our kids really coaching those boys, was a great thrill on my part. They were very coachable, and they could play. And obviously you saw the impact of that, but what else are you going to do on Saturday morning but run them down the basketball floor? But no, that was great fun. I did that for about 7 or 8 years and enjoyed every second of it.
I don't know if it was you or Kent that was such a good drafter at the draft, but
Kent
hats off to one of you.
Kent was the drafter, but we consulted, and of course I grew up here. He didn't. He was always into genealogy as well. So so we had athletes with good genes, if you will.
And somehow you ended up with the starting 5 on the future Caldwell County varsity basketball team, but still a fun time, and we can joke about that even all these years later. And a memory that will stick in your mind and my mind, but in different aspects, I guess, of taking a butt whipping 63-9 in your first Little League game.
And you've got to tell the folks, Dennis, you had 5 of those.
I had 5. I think Kyle Rogers had the other 4. Back in action here, Fredonia with a turnover facing the Frances zone. Cross-court pass to the baseline, too strong. Back up on the stage area, and it's Frances with their first possession here of the second half, trailing this one 34-21. Thanks again to Roy Jean Rogers being our halftime guest here tonight on WPKY. A drive by Walker, no good. Wilson strong with the rebound. Wilson, the Yellow Jackets' leading scorer in the first half, has this one tipped away. Back to Walker. Walker, some nice ball handling. Kick out to Champion. Champion wants to spin. Dumps it off instead. Baseline jumper is good by number 11, Turner Sharp. Fredonia had a sizable lead earlier. It's been Frances chipping away since then. And again, another turnover. Champion gets down on the inside pass. Shot on the other end, no good. Wilson strong on the board for Fredonia. I'm sure Coach Mitchell is going to like the defensive effort by his guys tonight as Wilson misses a short-range jumper in the lane. But the turnovers are one thing that he's going to have to avoid, especially in a tough schedule early in the season.
Right. Who was that foul on?
I think blocking foul is on Colin Whittington. 6:48 left to play in the third. A 30-second timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 30 seconds on WPKY.
For 25 years, La Potosina Mexican Restaurant has been your choice for authentic Mexican food. They appreciate your business through the years. Open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. Pair your favorite meals with your favorite margarita. Enjoy dining in or call in for carryouts. Call 270-365-3848 to place your order. La Potosina Mexican Restaurant with locations in Princeton and Marion. Be sure to follow them on Facebook. And thanks again for 25 great years.
Good luck to all Tiger athletes from Bella Marie Boutique. Go Tigers.
Back to the Hive. Havoc at the Hive tonight on WPKY. Scrimmage matchup between Caldwell County and Crittenden County in the throwback uniforms tonight. Caldwell County now the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, Crittenden County the Frances Bulldogs, and a great night of fun and basketball here at Fredonia at the old gym. Sharp for 3 as we are back in action. No good off the front of the rim. Carter Whittington quickly back the other way for Fredonia. Leaves the layup short. Wilson with the rebound. Kick out to Colin Whittington. Whittington drives the lane, and it's a reach-in foul called on number 11, Sharp. Yellow Jacket basketball underneath. Whittington off a screen, goes up off the glass and in. Another Farmers Bank shot. here for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. Walker back the other way for the Bulldogs. Walker drives, turns down top of the key three, gets it back out front. Bob, we saw the referees and the coaches talking about the odd setup at midcourt here at Fredonia as Walker puts it in on a spin move in the lane. Not really any over and backs tonight. I think they're using the opposite side old striping here at Fredonia as the half-court line. Wilson, nice turnaround jumper. His defender left him a couple of feet. Wilson turned around.
Shot,
yeah, it was. Didn't hesitate, went straight up, had the ball up high, pointed it in. And a good basket by Wilson. Sharp trying to get more involved in that offense for the Bulldogs. Shot missed off the front of the rim. And a travel called under heavy pressure. It was Carter Whittington. I think you could have easily got a slap across the wrist foul mixed in there. A lot of reach-ins, but it's going to be Whittington with the turnover.
You know, I'm 90 feet away, Dennis, and I don't agree with that call.
It is Champion, guarded closely by Carter Whittington. Champion spins, 12-footer is good. Got the friendly bounce off the back of the rim. Is it 38-27, Bob? I think the
yes, I think so.
Call over there on the scoreboard. 5 minutes left to play. And a timeout by Coach Mitchell as the Yellow Jackets were trapped in the corner. We'll take 30 seconds and be back. This is Tiger Basketball on WPKY.
At Trice Hughes, they're ordering it your way. How would you like to have a vehicle built just for you? Little things are important, like rich colors, big screens and displays, almost like watching TV. Exteriors with beautiful style and powerful engines that respond to the lightest touch on the accelerator. It's time to get what you want. Order your new ride and feel the thrill when you drive off the lot. Trice Hughes in Princeton is the one-stop shop for everything your vehicle needs. For more information, visit tricehughes.com. That's tricehughes.com.
First Southern National Bank wishes the Tigers all the best of luck this year.
Back at Fredonia, Havoc at the Hive, and Bob, I think it's been everything it's been billed to be. It's met all the excitement that we thought it might have tonight, and just a really fun night here at Fredonia.
Exceptionally, what a Saturday night. No better place to be, but inside a high school gymnasium.
You would estimate the crowd at around 300, 325 people here tonight, just about a packed house here at Fredonia. Inbound play is up and in by D-Man Thompson. Fredonia really executed that well out of the timeout. Steal as Carter Whittington able to come from behind, knock the ball away, gets it back down to Wilson. Wilson misses, goes back up and in, and one coming up for J. Darius Wilson. Bob, I think this team has some potential, but a lot of it depends on keeping this kid on the court and out of foul trouble night in and night out.
He's got to stay out of foul trouble. Got to stay out of foul trouble.
Free throw up off the back of the rim, no good. D-Man Thompson, who's been electric tonight, gets the rebound back up and in. Left-handed shot from about 4 feet out as he weaves between a couple of Bulldog defenders. Steal back on the other end. Carter Whittington.
The intensity has turned up as far as our defense is concerned.
And I think the Frances Bulldogs are starting to see that. 30-second timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Your Planters Bank Total Checking account is now overflowing with benefits from the new Planters Perks Checking. Get new benefits accessible instantly from the exclusive Planters Perks app. New ways to waive your monthly service charge. Valuable savings at area businesses. And you can keep your total current checking access and benefits. Just download the Planters Perks app to get started. Planters Perks. Reason number 53 that Planters is the bank where you can expect great things. Member FDIC.
Cozy Living Interior and Boutique, cheering on all Tiger athletes.
Back at Fredonia, out of the timeout. And Bob, I think Coach Mitchell called the timeout before that one. Saw his players getting a little lackadaisical with the passes, and he wanted some intensity. Well, I think that intensity came in about a minute and a half span because Coach Matt Fralix had to call a timeout on the other end just to settle his players down because Caldwell County really rose that defense up a notch or two, and they were causing all kinds of trouble for the Frances Bulldogs. Inbounds, it comes from Whittington to Whittington, top of the key three on the way off the back of the rim, no good. Champion with the rebound and a reach-in foul, an offensive foul called. Good defense by Carter Whittington. Whittington kind of smiling, coming over to the bench. For the bench area as he puts the ball in play. And a reach foul, little bump on the play by number 3, Cameron Belcher. And it is 2 shots coming up. I guess they've gone to the old throwback rules that I'm assuming they're playing this game under because the rules for fouls in a quarter, unless that is that 5 fouls, Bob? In the quarter?
I think we're playing the new rules, Dennis.
Okay. So Whittington at the line, first one up and good, second one up and good. Even though the whistle did blow trying to substitute a player out, the ball was in the hands of Whittington. I think it being a scrimmage, they're going to go ahead and let number 12 check in. That is Gabe Keller.
And we got a little four-court press action.
And it pays off. A steal by Whittington. Whittington looking for somebody to drive the lane, has it knocked away. Gets it back. Wilson's going to try a 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Frances with the rebound. I like that pressure, and we look for Coach Mitchell to put that in play quite a bit this season. He thinks he can press with this team a lot. Miss on the other end. Fredonia quickly back the other way. A 3, no good. Wilson high with the board. Pushed in the back on the rebound. So it's a foul on the floor by Frances.
Did you get the number of that?
I think it was number 41, Poindexter, with the foul. Into the ball game for Caldwell County is number 23, Luke Parker. Free throw by Wilson is good. Wilson having a big night. And Caldwell County back out to a 20-point lead, 47-27, with 3:43 left to play in the third quarter. D-Man Thompson out, Jack Roach into the ball game for the Yellow Jackets. Second shot is good. Wilson's going to come out, and into the game is going to be Ramage. Caldwell County has played, if I'm not mistaken, 9 players tonight. Ball in to Walker. Bryson Walker, the point guard for Frances. Puts it left side. Fredonia in man-to-man defense. Poindexter spin move on Ramage, and Ramage gets called for some contact. Not a lot there. I think Poindexter, maybe a little bit out of control, but benefited on the bailout call against Ramage.
I think you're right in that assessment, Dennis. It looked like he walked before he got pushed.
Yeah, I think he tried to spin move, got his feet tangled up, but Ramage did have a little contact. Frances misses on the shot, rebound back to Champion. Champion up and no good. Parker strong for the rebound for the Yellow Jackets. Back into the hands of Whittington. Whittington off the glass, no good, some contact there. Whittington reached in to try to touch it, and I don't think he did, but I think referee Davis had already blown the whistle anticipating he was going to touch it while lying on the floor. What do you think about 3 feet, Bob, between the end of the floor and the stage area? Timeout called as Whittington came up with a steal. John, we'll just keep it right here for a second. Great hustle on defense. I think that's one thing when we get the chance to talk to Coach Mitchell after the game, that will be in the couple of things he finds positive about this game.
Absolutely, you'll find that positive, and the attention to detail, and the play is hard tonight. Like you said earlier, I think we went through a little lackadaisical period start to third quarter, and obviously he sensed that, and at a timeout, got them more motivated, and we're seeing that motivation in action right now.
48, I'm going to say from looking across. John, can you check it out? 48-27, the score, 3:08 left to play in the third quarter. Coach Mitchell got that timeout after the steal by Whittington, left Carter sitting on his bottom right there in the corner. Coach Mitchell didn't want to get a travel call on him, so called the quick timeout. End of the game for Fredonia, Cade Rowland. And Bob, am I right in saying, is Rowland's family from the Fredonia area? I think
yes,
his mother grew up in Fredonia.
Correct. Somehow I think they're related to the Perkins family in Fredonia.
Okay. It's going to be Ramage to put it in play on the sideline down in the corner. No, instead, that was Whittington putting it in play on the baseline. Roach fighting for the basketball. A couple of Bulldogs trying to bulldog it away from him. And was it a travel?
Jack got on that fumble pretty quick, didn't he, Dennis?
Yeah, he did. Went back to a little football action from a couple of weeks ago. Frances with the basketball. Give and go off the inbounds play. Ramage had the block, but also got the body. And Ethan will be called for the foul. Clock stops with an even 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter, 48-27. Frances got within, I think it was 11, maybe 10.
Right at the 11 to 10 mark, yes.
Late in the first half, but Yellow Jackets have pulled back out. The foul on the other end sends Champion to the line, who's had a good night from the line. That one off the front of the rim.
Champion is now 5 out of 7 from the line.
And probably their go-to guy this season. Second free throw is good. We don't know how many players Coach Fralix will be able to pick up from that football team that ended their season last night in a loss to a highly touted Owensboro Catholic. We saw firsthand how good that team is. And speaking of good games next week, I think Louisville Christian Academy will be at Mayfield in what's going to be one of the better games on this end of the state.
Yeah, nice.
Roach with the basketball. Back over to Rowland. Rowland top of the key to Parker. A lot of subs on the floor as Maddox into the ball game for Fredonia. Driving the baseline was Roach. Goes underneath, turns it back around and off the glass. Nice baseline move by Jack Roach, 50-28. 2:20 left to play in the third. Champion baseline goes up and it's good. Maddox had good coverage on that one until a little stutter step move and a jump stop by Champion got him open about 12 feet on the baseline. Parker, his defender goes for the steal. Parker drives baseline and gets hammered hard. No foul called on the play. And Coach Mitchell with the arms out, wondering where the foul is on that one. Jay Davis just kind of smiles at that one, Bob. I like the exchange between Coach Mitchell and official Davis. On the other end, it's Frances with the bucket. I think they put it on the board. Is it?
No, they didn't.
No, they did not. Ball goes in the backcourt. Rowland with nice hustle, dives, and a good thing they put the padding right on the stage. Rowland hits it pretty hard.
A lot of hustle.
Yeah, both kids on both ends, both sides, are really hustling out on the floor tonight, giving it what they got. Champion goes against two defenders, up off the glass and no good, but he'll step back to the free throw line. Minute 49 left to play here on the Havoc at the Hive on WPKY. Princeton champion at the free throw line for the Frances Bulldogs. Shot is up and good. We'll get underway with a busy schedule on WPKY the week right after Thanksgiving. Hope you'll tune in for all the games right here on WPKY this season. Mass substitutes, pretty much a line change coming in for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. Both Whittingtons, Parker, Wilson, and Thompson on the floor right now for the Bulldogs. It is Champion and Walker, along with Sharp, Keller, and number 21, Jonah Reddick. Pass inside, a little confusion on the play. Gets it to Wilson. Wilson on the handoff to Carter Whittington. And it's a turnover, Caldwell County. I don't think this officiating crew came to call a lot of fouls tonight, Bob. They're letting the kids bang inside. Champion behind the back, top of the key. Nice defense and a late whistle against Colin Whittington. Champion making a living at the free throw line for Frances tonight. Clock stops with 1:33 left to play in the third quarter. Shot up by Champion is good. Young man has good form on those free throws. Coach Fralick's prowling the sideline. Second one good. Back to a 15-point lead. Oh, excuse me, a 16-point lead as they change the scoreboard. Caldwell County with the basketball. Wilson drives left side of the lane. Spin move up. No good. Tip no good by Parker. And it's the Bulldogs back up. D-Man Thompson goes for the steal and completely runs over Walker. D-Man will get called for the foul, although some good hustle on the play. Just a little bit out of control, and it cost him a foul. These teams playing like there's a district championship back in the day, back on the line tonight. Walker with the free throw.
Crittenden County has only 2 misses tonight at the free throw line, having shot 15 of them.
Second one coming up for Walker. And the reverse announcer jinx on the visiting team as he misses that one.
The rebound by J. Darius Wilson.
Leaving Parker wide open for a three in the corner, overshoots it. Rebound down to Walker. Walker up the right side. Back over top of the key, three, well short. Wilson with the rebound for the Yellow Jackets. Fredonia looking to push it down the floor. Over to Whittington. Whittington fakes the three, drops it off underneath to Wilson, no good. Walker with the rebound. 34 seconds left in the quarter. 50-35. Frances trailing by 15, but with the basketball. Underneath, inside out. Walker for three is good. And the lead down to 12. 17 seconds. 2-3 zone by Frances. Into the corner, D-Man Thompson. 6 seconds on the clock. Into the corner, wide open. Thompson, his favorite spot, off the mark. Rebound, Frances. A heave at the buzzer, no good. And after three, it's Fredonia 50, Frances 38. Back after this.
Fortner Gas Company has been serving the propane needs of Western Kentucky for 70 years. You'll find offices in Princeton and Cadiz. They're your local and family-owned propane supplier. Browse their website to discover the many services and products available. You can shop in person or online, and they can answer any and all questions in person or on the phone. If they're already your propane supplier, they say thank you. If they're not, they would love to be. Fortner Gas Company, a family tradition of service since 1951.
Why support local?
Better service. Local business owners are passionate about their products and typically take more time to get to know their customers. They'll often go the extra mile to help you to ensure you're a satisfied customer.
The Edge Media Group urges you to support local every chance you get.
We are back in Fredonia for Havoc at the Hive. Dennis Stevens and Bob Hayes on the call with you tonight. John Miller in the truck. And it's the Frances Bulldogs battling back in that third quarter, Bob. Just trailing now 50-38, and I got a feeling that there's a bit of fatigue starting to creep into both sides of this one as the play's sloppy at times, a few more fouls in that corner. These teams have been conditioning and practicing for a while, but still you get in the game time pace, and it takes a while to adjust to that early in the season.
Francis only outscoring Fredonia 17-16 in that third quarter. It's been a game of runs a little bit. First one team 4 or 5 points in a row, and then the other team would come back and do the same thing.
Both teams back out on the court. And this is a team, Fredonia / Caldwell County, that's going to have to be in great condition to do the pressing that I think Coach Mitchell plans to put into the mix a lot this season.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be.
Nice cut on the baseline. D-Man Thompson, good feed down low by Carter Whittington. Thompson fouled on the play. Thompson was one of the bright spots early in this contest, especially on that defensive end.
D-Man with
free throw is good. First score by Caldwell County in a while, 51-38.
D-Man now with 13 points, 3 out of 3 from the line, make it 4 out of 4 tonight.
Fredonia still without a shot made from the field in some time. They went on a little bit of a drought there at the end of the third quarter. It is Walker, guarded closely by Carter Whittington. Cross-court pass, a three on the way, no good. Rebound, Francis. Underneath, ball loose on the floor, picked up by Champion. Champion kicks it across court to Walker. Walker at the top of the key. He's going to pull it back out and reset the offense. Drives, kick out to the corner is wild, and that one about 3 rows up in the stands caught the group right against the wall off guard.
That's where if you weren't paying attention, it could have hurt.
Yeah, you can't be on a cell phone at the Fredonia gym and not be looking for the basketball because it could come your way and quickly anytime. One of the old gyms where everybody's right on top of the floor. Pass underneath, knocked away. It'll stay Fredonia basketball with 7:01 to play in the ball game. 52-38. Yellow Jackets with the lead and the basketball side out. Hammett gets it in. Whittington, a quick three, no good. Rebound down to number 12, Keller. Keller to Champion. Champion drives left side, has it knocked away. Hammett thought he had that one clean. I think they'll put that on Carter Whittington on the spin move. Got him from behind. And back at the line is Champion. And he's single-handedly keeping this one from being just a rout by Caldwell County, 52-39. But you take Champion out of the mix. And
he's 11 out of 13 from the line. Make it 12 out of 14 from the line so far.
52-40, under 7 to play. 2-3 zone. Or we could even call it, Bob, a box and one. Tell me what you think, because they're keeping the back defender down low on Wilson. Wilson, some nice ball handling moves, puts the shot up, no good. But a push in the back is going to be called on Hammett on the rebound.
Fredonia better be careful. This lead is slowly slipping away.
Coach Mitchell brings some full court pressure up. Champion with the basketball, breaks it quickly, gets across half court. Top of the key, three off the back of the rim, no good. Wilson high for the rebound for Fredonia. And now it's Frances with a little backcourt pressure themselves. Fredonia breaks it. Nice pass underneath, up and in. Carter Whittington to Colin Whittington. Carter threading that needle 2 or 3 times tonight on some nice passes from that point guard spot. Foul in the backcourt's going to be called on number 10, Whittington. 6:09 left to play, 54-40. Fredonia with the lead. Frances inbounds it to Walker. Fredonia pulls the pressure off. They'll pick up Walker at half court. Over to Keller. Keller pulls his dribble up, hands it off to Champion. Champion behind the back. Top of the key three is off the mark. Very good defense by Colin Whittington on the play. Nice pass, Wilson to Hammett. Wilson had a pretty nice, 12-footer, Bob, but looked underneath. All alone was Hammett.
Nice pass.
Miss on the other end, rebounded by Hammett. Good play on both ends of the floor by number 14. Back this way. Kick back in to Wilson. Wilson loses control, goes back up and in. (58-40), 5:20 left to play, and a timeout on the floor. We'll be back right after this.
Hi, this is Lauren Brandon, and I'm proud to have served in this community for 45 years. As a bank that's been part of the Princeton community for over 139 years, we've seen many changes. As we celebrate First Southern's first 40 years as an organization, we know any achievements we have had are because of the customers we have worked alongside. We look forward to spending the next 40 years and beyond serving you. For more information, visit fsmb.net, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Back to the Havoc at the Hive tonight from the Fredonia gym. We're in the fourth quarter, 5:20 left to play, and 58-40, Fredonia with the lead. Bob, you talked about this game being a game of runs. It's when Frances tries to pull back within 10, 11, 12 points, it seems like Fredonia reels off a 6-0 run, and that's where they stand now.
And it comes quickly too, Dennis. I mean, we can get into that press mode just instantly if you wish.
It's a frantic pace that the Yellow Jackets / Tigers can put on the floor this season.
And Frances tonight, really only two players, I think, that can really score for them.
It is Champion doing most of the damage, but Walker, a very good player on his own right, playing that point guard spot. Keller now with it, back over to Walker. Walker finds Champion on the right side in the corner. Out it comes to number 11, Sharp. Shot up, no good. Wilson has the rebound after it was tapped around a couple of times. Finds his point guard, Carter Whittington. Whittington to D-Man Thompson. Drives the baseline. Shot up and no good. But D-Man will step to the line. That stops the clock with 4:46 left to play.
D-Man 4 out of 4 so far tonight at the charity stripe.
Free throw is good. 59-40. Caldwell can equal their biggest lead to my remembrance if he makes this one. And does not, off the front of the rim. Some bonus time as they just now start the clock here at Fredonia. It is Sharp. Stutter step, got away with it, hands it off as they work it around to Walker. Walker drives baseline, no good. Another strong rebound and a holding call called underneath on Walker. Jadarius Wilson, Bob, with all the talent in the world, just started playing again last season, but really improved more than any player we've seen over the course of one season.
Just a junior, too, this year, Dennis. He's really quite talented.
A lot of potential. That ball overthrown. It was Whittington looking for Thompson on the left side.
I think that pass was meant for either you or me,
Yeah, it was
Dennis.
closer to one of us. You're absolutely right. Carter patted his chest a couple times, said that one's on me. Champion to Walker. Walker for three. No good. Ball loose on the floor, and it's Hammett coming away with it for Fredonia. Over to Whittington. Whittington double teamed at the top of the key baseline, left all alone is D-Man Thompson. He puts a little soft left-handed butter shot up. 61-40.
His butter shots are going to go in every time.
That one is smooth on that left hand right under the basket. Walker feeds it down low. That one knocked away. Good hands by Hammett. Hammett's had some good minutes defensively as well tonight for Fredonia. This one off the glass and in. Up the floor quickly was Carter Whittington. Coach Mitchell is going to put some subs in now, 63-40, as this one should be about iced away. Ball goes out of bounds on the baseline. It'll stay Francis basketball. Parker, Rowland, and Roach checking back in. Fredonia's side gives a hand to Wilson, Hammett, and Carter Whittington. And it comes to Poindexter. Poindexter to Keller. Into the corner to Champion for three. That one halfway down and out. Poindexter rebound back up and in with the baby hook from the left side. 3 minutes to go here at the Havoc at the Hive. Corner to Parker. Parker underneath. Roach had good position, puts it up quickly and in. Jack Roach with the bucket. Belcher has it knocked away. Whittington goes up. Belcher recovered, got the block. Parker with a behind-the-back pass to Whittington, but Whittington well covered. He's going to bring it back out front. Yellow Jackets wanted to go to the corner, back to Parker. That one knocked out of bounds by number 24, Caden Travis. Also into the ball game now for Fredonia, number 12, Leighton Wall, as well as number 21, Luke Maddox. So all subs on the floor right now for Fredonia with 2.5 to play. Maddox to Rowland. Lob underneath to Roach. Has it knocked away. Belcher quickly down the court. And it's got to be a travel somewhere or a tie-up. All that interaction lacked, Bob, was music, because it was two people standing there holding a basketball together and just walking all over the lane. Belcher inbound to Keller. Keller out to Stevenson, just checking into the ball game for the Frances Bulldogs, Jay Stevenson. Foul called, and I did not pick the number up, Bob, but it's going to stay with the Frances Bulldogs.
I think it's on Luke Maddox, but I'm not sure what his number is.
65-42, Fredonia with the big lead. Francis with the shot from the corner, no good. Rebound underneath, though, to Keller. Keller's putback is no good. Travis with the rebound for the Bulldogs now. Back underneath, loses the handle, shot up, no good. But Caden Travis is going to step to the free throw line. Let's see, number 22 is Mitchell Phelps, and he will check in. Free throw is good by Travis. Also checking in for Caldwell County is number 2, and that is Jaden Boyd. Second free throw, no good. Minute 45 left to play. The travel call on the baseline, wide open, was number 22, Mitchell Phelps, and almost too wide open, Bob. His eyes locked in on that rim. Forgot to put the ball down first, and he gets called for the walk on the baseline. That's some of the nerves just getting into the ball game. You got to suspect. Shot on the other end by Travis is good. And Bob, this could easily be on a given night one of the bigger crowds that you would see at the Cab, with about 325, 350 people in attendance here tonight. Roach drives up, no good, but he'll go to the line. We've seen a lot less crowds at some games over the season.
Well, if this team, obviously, I think we've got a really nice team. The gym will be fuller this year for boys than it ever has been in the last 3 or 4 years.
Roach with the free throw off the front of the rim, no good. Minute 18 left to go in this one. We'll try to talk to both coaches after this one's over. No real post game tonight. We'll go over a few stats, and if either one of the coaches can come up, we're going to talk to those guys a little bit. We'll get underway in earnest in just about a couple of weeks. Second free throw is good by Roach, 66-45. Roach comes out of the ball game as Ramage comes in for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets. Francis up the court with number 23, Matt Conger, just into the ball game. Steal on the floor. Ramage in a tie-up with Travis. Possession arrow is going to go with Fredonia. A minute 8 left to play. Coach Mitchell will enjoy the scrimmage win here tonight for his squad and his debut on the boys' side. Ramage shot up no good. Ball tipped around. Picked up by Maddox. Drives the lane. No good. I think Maddox gets fouled on the play. He'll step to the line for a couple of shots. Bob, I think all in all, everybody associated with tonight's contest and putting this thing on after months and months of preparation is going to be pleased at the outcome of this one.
Very pleased. Very pleased.
A bank shot on the free throw as Maddox grins over at Wall. Said, I called it. Second one up and good. 68-45, under a minute to go here at the Havoc at the Hive. Shot up and good by number 1, Jay Stevenson. Stevenson said, hey, I got off the bench. I'm going to put this thing up and try to get in those books myself.
Looked pretty good doing it.
Maddox from Wall. Maddox up, no good. Travis with the board for the Frances Bulldogs. Back over Stevenson, said the first one's so good, I'm going to try it again. That one a 3. 68-50.
Coach should have put him in earlier.
He said, where have I been all night? Shot up and good by Jaden Boyd. 70-50. Quickly back on the other end. Francis converts. That was number 15, Ethan Rhodes. And John verified that score, if you can see from your angle. 70-52 is what it's looking like here. So the Fredonia Yellow Jackets with a nice win here tonight at the Fredonia Gym over the Frances Bulldogs. A great night of fun. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and wrap this one up next on your home for Tiger Basketball, 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
You'll find over 30 years experience to work for you at U-Ride in Princeton. They are hometown proud and ready to serve your vehicle needs from start to finish, and they do it all safely. You'll find variety and quality vehicles along with on-the-lot financing. And of course, you can always apply online at uridesales.com. Stop by or call for an appointment today with one of their friendly sales staff at U-Ride on the Marion Road in Princeton, 270-365-3018. Hometown proud. Go Tigers!
We're your locally owned Benjamin Moore retailer. We're your store for quality with brilliant and durable paints in a variety of sheens and thousands of colors. We're your store for service with one-on-one advice for contractors and homeowners. We're your local experts, and we're here to help with all your painting projects. Benjamin Moore at Joyner Hardware on Main Street in Princeton.
Back to the Fredonia Gym as the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, Caldwell County Tigers come away with a 70-52 win here tonight over the Frances Bulldogs / Crittenden County Rockets. in a great night of fun here at Havoc at the Hive. Crowd starting to file out now after the game. Bob, you let me know when you have those stats ready, and we'll go to you and wait on. Hopefully we'll get the coaches up to talk to us just a little bit after this one. I think it was a night both coaches found something that they can build on. I know Coach Fralick's probably has some players still to come from that football team after they finished their season last night, losing to Owensboro Catholic. Caldwell County has had the football players back just a few days probably, and they contributed some tonight. But the Caldwell County bunch really looked good, especially on that defensive end and early on. I think it's a team that Coach Mitchell can use in a variety of ways. They can sit back and play some zone, put Wilson back in that middle to guard the rim, or they can come out and press full court. They've got the conditioning, they've got the quickness, and it's a team that Coach Mitchell can do a lot of things with this season, especially on that defensive end. So a lot still to come here at Havoc at the Hive. We'll have the stats here in just a second with Bob Hayes, and then hopefully talk to the coaches here after the Fredonia win 70-52. Throwing some souvenir basketballs out in the crowd on the way out tonight. A lot of nice souvenirs. They had a very good program for tonight's ball game. Had a lot of old newspaper clippings of Frances and Fredonia games that were in the newspapers back in those days. Able to check those out. And Bob, you can put in on this too if you want to, but a beautiful end to that program on a little essay type write-up by Marlene Corsi. Had her as a teacher back several years ago, and she wrote a great little article. And I'm not sure how to turn that off. I'll let you turn it off, John, for the scoreboard. Wrote a great article for the program here tonight, as she was a former student at Fredonia as well.
I've got some stats here, Dennis. If
okay,
you want.
Let's go ahead and go to those. We'll watch for the coaches to come up.
Okay, just looking at for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets, a.k.a. Caldwell County, led tonight by D-Man Thompson with 19 points. D-Man really strong offensively as well as defensively. 18 points for J. Darius Wilson. J. Darius had 14 rebounds, according to my records here. Then those were the only two Yellow Jackets in double figures. Drops down to 8 points for Carter Whittington. 7 points for Colin Whittington. 7 points also for Jack Roach. 2 points for Luke Parker. 2 points for Jalen Boyd. 1 point for Ethan Ramage. 2 points for Luke Maddox. Total of 70 points for Fredonia. For the Frances Bulldogs, led tonight by Travis Champion with 24 points, 13 in the first half, 11 in the second half. The only man in double figures for Frances. 8 points for Bryson Walker. 5 points for Jay Stevenson. Those 5 coming late in the game. 4 points for Turner Sharp. 2 points for Gabe Keller. 2 points for Ethan Rhodes. 5 points for Caden Travis. 2 points for Braden Poindexter. Total of 52 points for Frances. An 18-point victory here tonight for the Fredonia Yellow Jackets.
And a big night of fun here at Havoc at the Hive. We had the Caldwell County coach Chuck Mitchell tell us about this back in the summer, Bob, is when he started saying this thing looked like it was really going to come in to fruition tonight. And their plans for this crowd and for this game tonight. We talked to Presley Lamb, the pastor here at Fredonia First Baptist, which owns the gym now here at Fredonia. And I think initially they were looking to split the proceeds 3 ways, but so they decided in the long run to give it to the athletic departments at both schools, which was admirable for from the folks at Fredonia First Baptist to agree to do that, because it takes a lot of money to run these sports programs, and I think the gate tonight is going to take a big step into helping that total for both schools this coming season. So you got to give him a round of applause for him and his church allowing the teams to keep some of the money. I think I see Coach Mitchell heading up here after the game tonight. A 70-52 win by his Fredonia Yellow Jackets, and he'll come up, put the headset on, and we'll get a chance to talk to him. A lot of people still milling about and talking about the game, or reliving some memories maybe, and just a fun night to be back here at the Fredonia Gym. Coach Mitchell, you hear us okay on the?
Yes, sir.
All right. Congratulations tonight. The kids look good. Give us some of your thoughts first about what it went in to make this game happen, and then talk to us a little bit about your team's play here tonight.
Well, you know, last summer, not this past, but Todd was talking to me about a game, and I got a hold of Reverend Lamb, and then we just started talking with Matt, and it just kind of fell together. It was a lot of work, especially on Brother Lamb's end, a lot of work. Even the coaches had a lot of work to do, getting tickets, getting everybody in here. Tried to sell the excitement of being in a gym like this. Was easy to do. The players come down practice Thursday, Dennis, and I'll tell you what, they fell in love with the place. They really did.
Absolutely. It's a great place to play. We all have fond memories of it. I know you're relatively new to the area, but it doesn't take long for this place to get in your heart.
Yeah, I'm a connoisseur of old gyms. I don't know as much as Todd about old gyms, but he could pull up Tollsboro, where I used to play. He remembered Chris Harrison playing from there. But I tell you what, these old gyms got a lot of character. I was used to the fans being down on top of you. Yeah. It just makes so much. The kids get kicked out about it, and our boys really put in the energy tonight in here.
Coach, talk to us.
That's exactly what we said.
Yeah.
There were a couple times in the third quarter, Chuck, where it looked like we were in a little lull, timeout. When they came back, all the motors were running.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm a big believer in the first 2 or 3 minutes in the third quarter is key to any game, getting that W. And I explained that to them at the timeout again, and they come out and responded. It's hard to leave Champion alone. We had to stay tight on him. He's such a really good player. Number 4, really good. He can stroke the 3 and get to the rim. So we couldn't play much but a man. And I thought Jay Darius rebounded the ball. All of us rebounded the ball well, for that matter.
And Jay Darius had 14 by my totals tonight.
Yeah, he's. I tell you what, he's been practicing so well lately, and we try to get him a break. Ethan Ramage playing good basketball. Jack Roach just got back with us. Going to be a tremendous asset to this team. Luke Parker, he just got back. He's kind of filling himself out, figuring it out. And even Luke Maddox, I was really pleased with what Luke Maddox did out there. But Cade Rowland, Cade has really come on and started getting stronger and more physical, and we're going to be expecting a lot out of him.
And then Ryan Hammett did a lot of good things tonight.
That's me. He was our ace in the hole. I'm telling you, I've been telling people all the time since we started last summer, or this past summer, watch Ryan Hammett, because he's all over the place offensively and defensively.
Speaking of being all over the place, talk to us about the first few minutes of this game. That defense came out with such energy right out of the gate tonight. I know they were looking to play somebody other than just playing against each other in practice, but they came out with some intensity tonight, and it looks like a team that you're going to be able to use a lot of different ways. You're going to be able to press this team quite a bit. You're going to be able to drop it back and play sticky man-to-man in the half court. Talk to us a little bit about that defensive showing tonight.
We got about 10 or 11 we can play, and I'm really blessed with that. As you guys know, I love to press a lot. We'll play smart though. We'll do the right thing. When we come out, the kids were so geeked out about, first of all, like you said, not playing against each other.
Right.
And we had a few scrapes on the court between each other, and we got out here and pulled it together, and they fed off of each other. Carter Whittington, he's like that Energizer bunny rabbit. And Colin, the other part of that guard tandem, he just he did a number on number 2 champion. He just did a great job. I got a little tired in the third quarter. D-Man's is the X factor as well. So a lot of kids, I'm telling you, they were so fired up when they went into the game that they picked up right where the person they went in for what was coming out.
Coach, you're new to the boys' side this year after coming over from the girls' side, so there's an adjustment. That means you've got a relatively new staff, too. You want to tell us a little bit about that before we head out?
Yeah, let me tell you about Coach Sam Kieran. He's played, he's a Division I basketball player. He helped last year. He is a tremendous help with our post players, has a lot of good knowledge. He's old school like myself. Jesse Oliver, he'll be coaching our JV. Sam will be doing our freshman with Coach D, but Jesse Oliver be doing JV. He's been a tremendous help with us. Coach Cash, he's just now being able to filter to us. He wears about 4 or 5 hats at his job. So anytime we can get him there, we always use his knowledge. And then Coach D, he came on just after football was over. So we've got a little bit of everything mixing in, the young, the old, and the coaches always got a voice. I told the players, I want you to hear these other coaches, not just me. If not, why have coaches, right?
Coach, you start this thing up for real in just under 2 weeks. Your thoughts on a busy and tough early season schedule?
Well, Monday we're going to Hancock County for another scrimmage at JV varsity, 6 to 7:30. Tuesday we've got to meet the Tigers, and then it's Thanksgiving break Wednesday, and then we got Webster County after Thanksgiving at home. So we're preparing. We're not. I've watched a little bit of game tape, and very little on this game, but on this team. But I pretty much got to look at. You see that the champion boy is pretty good, but when you're looking at down the road, we're looking at a tough schedule. Webster County. I think we're going to Heritage Christian. We're playing there. I mean, it's here. It's going to get busy fast. I do want to send one more thank you out to my wife, who keeps our book, who coaches Youth Inc., who transports the kids around, working on her second master's degree. She is my rock, and without her, it would be hard for me to do any of this.
Well, she deserves this as much as anybody, but after a night like this, we've got to finish it with a Ric Flair woo.
And I'm going to tell you what, we did one in the locker room, but this is for you guys and all of our fans out there. Woo!
All right, Coach, thank you for coming up tonight. Big Caldwell County win tonight in this scrimmage over Crittenden County, 70-52. Just an exceptionally fun night, Bob. We look forward to this. You wanted it to play out like these guys had planned. You wanted to have all of that electricity and excitement, and I don't think anything at all came up short tonight.
No, it was a great evening of entertainment, good basketball by both sides. I think Coach Fralix found out a little bit more about his team tonight, what he can do, who he can go to. Obviously, Coach Mitchell has about 5, 6, 7 kids he can go to, as well as not losing anything defensively tonight as well. So, great night of basketball, and just a fun way to spend a Saturday night, Dennis.
It was fun for us, and we appreciate everybody involved into helping us bring this to you tonight. We always appreciate John Miller, who's come down on his during the week and checked out things, made sure everything worked. That's the dedication this guy's got it set up. And if you had a chance to watch it or get to watch the replay on YouTube, check out WPKYonline.com tonight on this broadcast. I was peeking in the camera, and he's got that thing so smooth to the touch that it's like something you would see from a college level television broadcast on some of these college teams. But always a great job by John tonight here on controls. Bob, in those words, I know I had to pull you out of retirement for a scrimmage game, and that's odd, but I appreciate you coming down tonight with us.
Well, my retirement was short-lived.
Short-lived,
actually. 5 days?
Yeah, we're not going to let you cut those strings too quick.
I just hope you can find somebody, Dennis, because it's on us, as Coach Mitchell said. There's 10 days. We got some games coming onto the schedule. Yeah, but I had fun tonight. Always watching basketball is great entertainment for me. The only thing I didn't like was not being able to see the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a tough angle, but still, if that's the worst part of the night, this has been a fantastic night of basketball, and we appreciate both schools participating in making this happen, as well as Fredonia First Baptist and Brother Presley Lamb tonight. Our hats off to him as well. That's going to do it.
I'm just glad they didn't make me shoot a ball from half court.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you would have got closer than Roy Jean.
Well, I would have not fallen on the floor.
We appreciate Roy Jean coming up and talking to us a couple of times tonight, sharing some of the memories that he has had over the years with this basketball program as well. Again, the final here tonight, Fredonia 70, Frances 52. Thank you for listening. We'll see you in a couple of weeks on WPKY Basketball.
You've been listening to live coverage of Havoc at the Hive on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Special thanks to Fredonia First Baptist Church, our WPKY sports crew, YourSportsEdge.com, and executive producer, Miss Beth Allison Mann. Following tonight's action, don't miss all the stats, picks, and breakdown online at YourSportsEdge.com and WPKYOnline.com.
Your local McDonald's wants you to know that they